Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got a short episode today, but an episode nonetheless. We got class changes coming to Hunter again, as well as Priest, updates on the realm populations, insane footage of a Mage one-polling Wailing Caverns, and then community comments from you all, and a little bit more. My name's Scott for the Comeback Kids. This is your Season of Discovery News. Sit down, grab a cup of coffee. We got a little bit to discuss here. Now, as most people know, Mages in classic World of Warcraft have one of the best class kits in the entire game. I mean, you have big area of effect damage, the ability to conjure food and water, endless crowd control. I mean, they're easily the best boosting class in the game, and it seems that this is going to translate inside of Season of Discovery as well. A user over on Reddit was explaining that they love that Mage is the superior area of effect damage class, and that's how it should be. But as far as Season of Discovery, it's been taken a bit too far when it comes to the soloing potential for boosting other players. What you're seeing on screen right now is Amphi, one of the best World of Warcraft players on the planet, currently boosting players inside of Wailing Caverns at the rate of 150 gold an hour. What makes this so incredible is that Amphi is actually able to pull the whole Wailing Caverns instance in a single pull, DPS all of it on his own, heal himself all on his own, and even face tank the whole dungeon at once as a mage wearing cloth versus mobs his own level. I gotta be honest, ladies and gentlemen, when I saw this, it left my jaw wide open. Seeing the countless enemies chase him down, and then when they finally get to him, they just blow up within a few seconds. I just crack up every time. The craziest thing is that the amount of DPS he's dealing is so high because spells like Arcane Explosion, Living Flame, and Living Bomb have no AoE cap. And with some of the Mage's damage being converted into healing, his health actually doesn't really drop here in this video. Now, I'm not saying what he's doing is easy by all means, because it's very hard, and if it was easy, everyone would do it. But good lord, that makes me feel kind of bad when I go out there and try to farm some gold by getting grave moss on my shaman. I'm not really sure what to make of this situation, because I think it's fun that in Season of Discovery your class can be super overpowered, but I just never really pictured a mage face tanking an entire dungeon being a part of that. I mean, could you just imagine how fast he's going to be leveling in the next phase once the XP bars open up? I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Do you think this is something that shouldn't be thought about too much and maybe I'm overreacting or overthinking it? Let me know about it in the comment section below. Speaking of changes, to our surprise, it actually looks like we're getting some additional Hunter and Priest class tuning, and it should be active as of today. The main change for Hunters is actually a reduction in their pet damage, as well as the pet's focus regeneration, while trying to buff up some of the other class abilities to sort of, I guess, level it all out. Starting off, Chimera Shot's weapon damage is increased to 100%, which was previously 85%, which should add some nice damage to the spell. Explosive Shot's base damage is being increased by 25% before the attack damage modifiers, and the mana cost of Chimera Shot, Explosive Shot, Carve, Kill Command, and Flanking Strike are all reduced by a massive 50%. Now, all of these are pretty good changes when it comes to buffing up some of these spells, but I still think that Lone Wolf is one of the worst runes in the game, and it sharing rune slots with Heart of the Lion definitely doesn't help its cause at all either. On top of it, Explosive Shot sharing a rune slot with Chimera Shot definitely doesn't feel good either when it comes to you trying to flesh out maybe a marksman build or even have some more build variety in general. So I'm just praying somehow, some way they sort of clean up the rune distribution for Hunter to sort of even everything out maybe. I'm not sure. Heading on to the nerfs now, because yes, once again, we do have Hunter nerfs round 6 since launch. Beast Mastery runes bonus health and damage provided to Hunter pets is now reduced to 20%, which was previously 30%. And Beast Mastery runes bonus focus regeneration provided to Hunter pets is now reduced to 50%, which was previously 80%. They stated that they remain concerned that Hunter pets are still too powerful, and they believe that the best way forward is to rein in the Beast Mastery rune while compensating it by buffing some of the other Hunter main spells. Now, when it comes to the level 25 bracket, Hunter pets on their own are very strong. They were the same way in Classic WoW, so in SOD it's kind of out of control. And the question is, will these buffs make you want to drop Beast Mastery and pick up one of the other 3 runes now? The answer is probably no. I mean, Beast Mastery is just way too strong to pass up on. It just feels like... So Hunter will most likely still be in a tough situation, and I'm very curious to see how this will affect their logs in the next upcoming days with this DPS change. Moving along now to bar none, the best healer in the game, the Priest, and I gotta tell you guys, this is a really big change we just got. Base healing done by rune abilities for Priest is now being reduced by a whopping 20%. They stated that priests are outperforming other healers significantly, and this adjustment will apply to Prayer of Mending, Penance, and Circle of Healing. Now, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest thing that separates priest healers from classes like the Shaman and Paladin is simply that they have more runes that are strictly dedicating to raw healing. Prayer of Mending, Penance, Circle of Healing all heal for massive amounts of health, all at a very low mana cost. The reason why Holy Paladin is close to the bottom right now is simply because they don't have one single rune that is dedicated to purely raw healing. They don't have a Word of Glory. They don't have a Light of Dawn ability. They don't have Holy Prism from retail World of Warcraft. They don't have any of these modern day spells at a low mana cost, and it's definitely holding them back as a whole for now in this first phase. I just think it's important, and I'm hoping that Blizzard doesn't get into the habit of nerfing classes constantly, rather than buffing up some of the weaker abilities like Earth Shield, Healing Rain, for example. Because then you just get caught in a situation where every class spec starts to just get nerfed and everything just feels really bad to play. So I'm hoping in the future, rather than them bring down some of the really strong spells to even everything out, they start bringing up some of the weaker spells to kind of even things out and make it feel a lot more comfortable. I'd rather everything be really, really strong and feel broken than everything just feel really boring and weak to play. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that as well. For the last bit of news today, we have some additional confirmations over from Agrin, the head director of Season of Discovery, over on Twitter, with a user asking how the deltas are looking for servers across all realms on Season of Discovery, and if the system that was put in place is continuing to keep population balance in line. Agrin responded that on PvP realms, yes, all PvP realms have a 5% or less delta between the factions, which is all really good news. For example, what you're seeing on screen now is the Season of Discovery server distribution between Alliance and Horde factions, with all of them looking really healthy and balanced. I mean, being as Agrin said, they're about 5% or less in data, all this is really, really good news. Now keep this picture in mind as we swap on over to the polar opposite, Wrath of the Lich King PvP servers, which are absolutely terrible when it comes to server balance. Most of them being in the 99% range on Horde or Alliance, and there really is just zero balance whatsoever here. So this just goes to show how effective the classic Season of Discovery team is in trying to correct some of the mistakes other teams have made maybe previously in the past with other iterations of World of Warcraft. So shout out definitely to the developers on that one. They are doing an amazing job. Not only that, those of you that don't know yet and have questions on whether Paladin and Shaman are going to be introduced to the opposing factions, listen up, because a user over on Twitter asked if there are any plans in Season of Discovery to add Paladins to Horde and Shamans to Alliance. I figured with the discovery aspect of the classes, it would be a great way to introduce them. He responded quite simply, actually, saying, probably not. This is actually a massive amount of work to do, and we prefer to spend that time on the new content coming up. Maybe someday, but out of the scope of this season. So if you're hoping for Dwarf Shamans or Tauren Paladins, it's just not going to happen inside of Season of Discovery's first season, so hopefully maybe another time. I'm just glad they're upfront about it. Moving on now to the community part of our video, our previous news video actually ranked number 2 overall out of our last 10 videos, which is a huge deal. We just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting us by liking, commenting, doing all that algorithm stuff. It truly helps us way more than you know. So once again, thank you all so much. Go show Lance some love in the comments, man. He's our community manager, runs it all. I don't do anything when it comes to comments. That is all Lance, so show some love for him there. Starting off with our first comment, we have Terry Master stating, I hope that the PvP event is a free-for-all and not faction-specific. And this was actually a comment made after Blizzard released an announcement teaser for Phase 2, which is releasing on February 8th, which Agrin also stated that it was going to be a bloodbath. And man, I gotta tell you, that would be an insane idea if for Stranglethorn PvP event, everyone in the entire zone just becomes factionless and it becomes a ginormous free-for-all. I also made the point in the last video that what if they released a shrinking zone mechanic similar to how they do in Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite and other battle royales, where the entire map shrinks and the last man standing wins? Obviously, I know all this is reaching pretty hard when it comes to theories, but I can't help it, man. Thinking of the craziest scenarios possible, it's just, you know, that's what happens when you don't get news for a little while. So we also got another comment about PvP from Mano Lantern stating they need to add blue PvP sets and weapons in all the upcoming phases, which I think, yeah, that would be an awesome idea as well. I actually really enjoyed the grind this phase of getting my Warsong reputation up to acquire some of the weapons, trinkets, rings, and why not make an additional grind to get some really good PvP set gear? Maybe they can add set bonuses to them with some simple low fantasy armor designs for each class, maybe? I mean, I don't know about you all, but I personally always loved acquiring set pieces that gave me additional stats, abilities, or even effects the more the set I actually acquired. For example, you have a really cool set bonus for Rogue in Retail WoW, where after you use a finishing move, you have a chance to summon a shadow clone that actually echoes the effect for shadow damage, which I know it's a very simple example, but I feel like that would be a great opportunity for them to add some really cool gameplay styles and changes to the game. We also got a great idea that I can't believe I haven't even thought of yet from GGJM saying, still no mention of jewel crafting on your videos. Why not think about it? And I gotta admit, I just completely forgot about jewel crafting. I don't know about any of you guys, but I mean, yeah, why not implement another profession? I think it'd be an awesome idea. You know, having a profession that specializes in crafting necklaces, rings, trinkets, and other gadgets. I mean, they have the whole format from the Burning Crusade over in one expansion later, so why not just be able to copy-paste it over? I don't think it'd be that easy, but, you know, the whole outline of it is all there, so maybe it wouldn't be too far-fetched. We also got another comment from my buddy Pedro here, stating, I hope we have a profession system similar to Dragonflight in the future. With service orders and the way we obtain rare recipes, I think this really expresses the essence of World of Warcraft. Now, I have to agree with this 100%. I don't typically love retail World of Warcraft systems, but there are a ton of things that they implemented inside of Dragonflight that were really, really good for the game. They actually did a complete profession overhaul, and they added talent trees inside of professions so that you could specialize in certain areas. For example, for enchanting, you could actually specialize in specifically enchanting weapons and get exclusive recipes that only you can acquire. Or if you're a blacksmith, you can specialize in specifically hammer smithing and make the best hammers on the entire server. They have some things like that in Classic and in Burning Crusade, but with Dragonflight, they took it to a whole new level. It was phenomenal. With adding a designated in-depth talent tree that was super engaging and fun to progress through. I mean, it was so much fun to log in every day and just get lost in that by itself. Overall, I think it's an awesome idea, and expanding on professions could be one of the best things they can do for Season of Discovery, in my opinion. Lastly, we have a really crazy conspiracy theory here from Tyler Traverse stating, how do you feel about the whole void-touched armor thing? I really love the questline and the lore was really cool. I love how it connected to the raid, but not in the way that made it extremely prohibitive. However, the ending of that questline has a set choice of choosing to listen to the evil or declining it. My fear is that we will be punished for listening to the shadowy figure and accepting the reward. Perhaps people who chose to ignore her will receive a different option in the later phase. Now, if you didn't know already, ladies and gentlemen, the shadowy figure he's talking about is theorized to be Xal'atath, who also makes an appearance and is a big deal right now in retail World of Warcraft. There's even crazier theories that Season of Discovery and retail might be having some sort of crossover because Xal'atath is in both of them, and it might be the binding between the two, which could be interesting. Once again, these are all just crazy theories, but it is something that is definitely floating around in the theory bin. What this user is also talking about in particular is the option to either accept her gift in receiving the void-touched armor that you can grab in the game right now, or simply stating that you want nothing from her and walk away. I'm hoping sometime in the next phase we continue to see, you know, Xal'atath and maybe acquire more trinkets or armor to corrupt our character with Void even more. And I'm really, really hoping that they expand on the story and give us some more details and information on the shadowy figure in the near future, so hopefully we get to see it inside of Nomergan. Now, I know there wasn't a ton to talk about in today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me, I hate putting out videos that don't have a lot of official information on them. It just seems like it was way too important with the class changes that I just had to make a video on it, so don't worry, I'm sure we'll have some big news coming up in the next few days from the developers, so we will surely make it up to you. By the way, let us know in the comment section below if you would like us to make dedicated videos or streams strictly talking about your community comments, theories, and wants and needs for Season of Discovery. I don't know, I really like this end segment of the community section and really engaging with you all. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys would like some more dedicated videos strictly toward that. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, leave a comment below for me to respond to live here on these news videos to have a little bit of a discussion point and talk about it. I really love seeing your opinions on the topics in these videos, so if you want your voice to be heard, let me hear about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe to get absolutely flooded with Season of Discovery content. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. It really is an absolute pleasure to be making content for you all. Until the very end, my name is Sky from the Comeback Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.